G'day guys, MFWest here, and today we have a little mini guide and some twos games of how I got to 2.1k duelist in week 2 of the season. So I've got all those clips ready for you, but before I get into that, I did want to do like a little mini guide for any of the small changes that have happened to Unholy. Now I'll be covering corruption, essences, talents, and pretty much just like an update on my gear. So I will be talking about the nerfs coming to Unholy potentially when the official patch notes are released next Wednesday. I think Blizzard could still change some things, so I don't want to make a video now and not get into it, but I will definitely be giving you guys my opinion on that. Let's hope that things change. So, I don't want to talk for too long. I just want to talk about the things that have changed for Unholy that you need to know. Everything otherwise is pretty much stayed somewhat the same since the beginning of the patch. So let's get straight into it. And the first thing we'll talk about is stat weights is still the same. So haste first is still our two best stats. You want to be enchanting and gemming versatility on all your gear as much as you can. And yeah, because haste is just amazing for necrotic strikes. More necrotics, more pressure equals dead people. And versatility just helps our healing and damage pretty much at all points in the game. Okay, so that's pretty much stayed the same. Next thing I want to talk about is essences. Now, with the change to the Rajani, at Revered level you unlock Breath of the Dying rank 3, which is what everyone is using at the moment, for a good reason. It is very, very strong. It gives us an execute. I've seen it one-shot someone from 10% to 0. It is very, very strong. Try and get Revered with the Rajani, which is the Oldham race, as soon as you can to unlock this, because it is very good. Now, I will say that I do alternate from this as my major to Conflict and Strife when I do want to be using AMZ and Dark Sim against certain comps in 3s. Honestly, I haven't been playing that many 3s games, so I definitely think I will be swapping to Conflict and Strife in 3s more often. But in 2s, I'm pretty much rocking this every game. Miners hasn't changed. Conflict and Strife, Lucid Dreams, and Iris. No changes there. Okay, the next thing is Azerite traits. So still pretty much the same, guys. Magus and Festamite are your best in slots. Magus is extremely valuable now. It's just scaling quite well, and with the haste levels that we're starting to reach, it's doing a lot of damage. I can't remember, like off the top of my head, remember the percent of damage that Magus will do each game, but with 3 Magus, it definitely is a force to be reckoned with, and it really does pump. So I'd recommend it. Heart of Darkness, I think, for Unholy, the new it's the new Azerite trait from the new raid, honestly won't benefit us that much. Frost, on the other hand, could be a totally different story, but Unholy, the new like traits from the new raid aren't that good. We're still sticking with Festamite and Magus, so nothing really too much going on there. If you can as well, Overwhelming Power is a great inner trait for 3s if you're not being targeted, so you can actually make use of it a lot more than you would normally. Okay, so that's the Azerite traits, nothing really changing, guys. Gear, if there are any specific items that you need to get your hands on, I would definitely recommend spamming King's Rest above a 12 level, I believe, so 12 and up, to get a 460 Getty Iku, or if you want, to a 15 plus to get the 465 Getty. Now, it took me 7 King's Rest runs to get this, so I consider myself quite lucky. Yeah, pretty awesome. So, in terms of other gear, the Rathion's quite a straightforward boss on Mythic. If you can try and kill him each week, you can get the Trinket, which is great. Gives us a burst of haste and speed. The Medallion from Arena, the on-use verse, is awesome for us. I do want to experiment with other trinkets, such as, I think everyone's been seeing a lot of this trinket. I forget the name of it. I will grab it right now. Dress the Gath. Here it is. Writhing segment of Dress the Gath. So it's damage. It deals like, so basically I'll put on heroic because everyone's using really. It deals 111,000 damage, and if there's more than one enemy, the damage is split amongst those players or mobs. So this is not very good against Unholy because of our pets and whatnot, but on a singular target, it will do that kind of damage to someone, which is disgusting. And it's only on a 1 minute cooldown. So, guys, try and get your hands on this trinket. It's very, very strong. Otherwise, I do want to experiment with the bike trinket from Mechagon. Let me just try and find that really fast. Where are you? I have seen some people, here it is, remote guidance device, 2 minute cooldown. Yeah, I've seen some meme stuff with this trinket, but nothing really noteworthy, to be honest. And that's pretty much it for pieces of items. If I do remember any more, I will pop them down below in the comments, but for the most part, let's get into corruption. Now, I've tried to get my hands on as much corruption as possible to test it, but I can say without a doubt that the best corruption piece for Arena in 2s and 3s is Infinite Stars. Just like it is in PvE, it's the best corruption trait. It's the same in PvP. It is disgustingly overpowered. Even if you can dispel it, its damage for like you just doing nothing is just ridiculous, and if you have it, it's a major edge over the enemy team if they don't have it at all. So I would try your best to just pray to the RNG gods and get an Infinite Stars rank 2 and above. I have 2 rank 1s, but it's just not worth it, to be honest. The next trait I think that I've really had a lot of luck with is Twisted Appendage. Now, in today's world, after 3 weeks after the initial release of the patch, or 4 weeks, I think we're up to now, people know to kill the tentacles when they see it. It's literally just an auto attack, and you're going to see in some of the clips that a lot of them aren't killing it, and today in 3s, for example, if you're playing against a melee cleave, they will 100% turn around and right click it because it does absurd damage at higher item level pieces. Twisted Appendage does a lot of damage, so really overpowered. Next, I would say that the corruption traits that can give you verse or haste would be your next go-to, such as this one, for example here. Expedient level 1 increases the amount of haste you gain from all sources by 6%, 10 corruption. That's really worth it in my books and is awesome. One thing I did want to note is that you need to stay below 40 corruption. So 39 is the highest corruption that you can go, because Grand Illusions is just not for Arena. It's horrible. Picture this: you're in a kidney vendetta bomb. This Grand Illusion comes out from nowhere and smacks you for 200k. On top of that damage, you're dead. So just not worth carrying that kind of burden on yourself. Stay at 20. That's the max that you can go in terms of the levels of corruption. Gushing Wounds is very rare. I can't say I've ever used it or had a look at the proc rate on it. So yeah, honestly, Infinite Stars, Twisted Appendage, on use, and then the ones that proc verse and haste. Echoing Void is shit. Twilight Devastation is shit after the nerf as well. So those are your 4 go-to corruption pieces for Arena. For 2s, I'm having a lot of success with the same healers that we normally do. Druid, particularly Mistweaver Monk, very strong at the moment, and having some great fun with the Resto Shamans as well. So pretty much across the board, honestly, all the healers are viable, but priests. Don't run with the priests in 2s. With 3s, I don't want to say now what I think will be good, because literally in 6 days or 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. The meta is going to shift because of the nerfs coming, so I will hold back on that. But I do think Walking Dead will still be strong with the monk buffs coming, and there's definitely Heroic Cleave with the DH will be very strong as well. So I have rambled on long enough. Let's get straight into the clips. By the way, as well, if you want to learn how to manage your pet, please check my pet management guide in the comments below. Have a look at it. It is very helpful. Let's get into the clips, guys. Alright, so first game we're playing against a quite undergeared Gladiator, Resto Shaman, and Windwalker Monk. And pretty much, just because of the Shaman's gear level, I'm going to be training him very hard. Honestly, I think Resto Shaman, Windwalker Monk's pretty good. So right off the bat, stun him here, get down my Abomination. And remember, it is very tough to connect with Resto Shamans with their silly ass Spirit Raptor form. Yeah, he gets a bit greedy here and doesn't use defensive cooldowns, Stonewall there, but he doesn't really respect the damage here, so fakes my kick there, I grip that heal, and I go for a pet stun on the next heal, and he gets very low and is forced to link. So I think he actually could have played it better there once he got the fake off, but I'm going to keep the pressure up and make sure that I keep the Windwalker Monk chains of ice at all times. He is smashing my Resto Shaman at the moment, and pretty much the kills coming up around here. So I've got Dutch Transformation available, which is great, but he uses Spirit Walker's Grace here to become immune to all that, and then he just gets killed there with Concentrated Flame. So yeah, I think the right move there. I think he maybe should have used his immunities earlier there. So, alright, next game, I'm going to skip like 3/4 through this game. You can see dampening's at 33%. I'm playing against the most toxic 2s comp in the game right now, Destro Lock Holy Pally. Holy Priest is sitting a full Hex. Now, DKs have so many ways to stop. I get a massive pet kick into a grip on that greater heal. Like I said, we have so many ways to stop the greater heals. I mind freeze that one, and I'm pretty much out of options here. Got no pet kick, no mind freeze, no grip, so he will get this off. Unfortunately, I do use my pet stun there to try to take away the shield, but he's going to heal him back up to full HP. And honestly, once this game gets into a bit more dampening, the priest is going to have a hard time. So, but yeah, Holy Priest is so obnoxious. So I'm keeping up pressure here and just looking to see whenever he hasn't got Holy Ward to try to get a fat stun. So let's have a look. Yeah, so I want to keep the Warlock in range of the priest so I can kick the priest and stun the priest whenever I can. And honestly, I'll just rewind it back a little bit. He just overextends for no apparent reason. Priest doesn't come forward, and he actually gets sheared on the way through to try and do a heal there. So awesome shear by my shaman. Good awareness for him to come through and shear him before he gets that heal off. But yeah, a bit of an interesting one there. The lock got really greedy. I understand you have a ridiculous amount of defensive cooldown, or just armor in general, but mate, you went a bit too deep there. So yeah, pretty straightforward game there. So let me see. Let's get into the next clip. So next clip we're playing against a feral druid and Resto druid and a rep pally. Good old mech from Frostmourne. So smashing the rep pally here pretty much is going to be my best option to get pressure, unless I can get a juicy swap onto the Resto druid. But pretty much just sitting on the Resto on the rep pally all game here. He gets some insane damage. Both of us have Mind Flay, which is pretty funny. And I just got some really good Mind Flay procs and Getty procs. So I'm going to IBF that stun and look to try and grip that heal. There we go. Just keeping pressure up on the pally as much as I can. And so right now he's in range of Mind Freeze, which is great. Gets kicked there. Him being this close to me is amazing. So I can actually have a lot of ways to stop damage. And our pally gets really low here. Really ballsy of him to cast at 20% HP as a rep pally. If I kicked him there and killed him, it would have been pretty funny. So here he's going to try and clone me. He tries to fake it, doesn't get it. I'm holding my Mind Freeze, kick him there. So getting really good kicks onto this Resto druid. And that's pretty much getting us a lot of pressure. So that's awesome. His mini wings does a lot of damage. That is disgusting. I get double Mind Flay on him. He is gonna get trucked here. Gonna grip that heal, and now I'm gonna Mind Freeze the next heal. This is what I'm saying. Keeping them in range. I keep getting Mind Flay procs onto the rep pally. Like this damage is insane. Not very fair, to be honest. More Mind Flay procs, like one Mind Flay. I get cloned here, which is my bad. I should have ducked back in behind the pillar. So mistake by me there. And now I have Apocalypse and Frenzy up, so massive damage. And a Mind Flay procs again. I'm going to grip stun the Resto druid. And honestly, like at this point, I just don't think he knows that he can just literally auto attack the Mind Flay and it's dead. But down he goes, and honestly, if he just killed my Mind Flays, he would have seriously been in a much better position. Yeah, so a bit silly of him to ignore them, but honestly, this was the second week of the patch, and a lot of people just didn't understand Mind Flay, so it's fair. Okay, so we're playing against a Death Knight and a Mistweaver Monk. Alright, so I'm pretty much going to be sitting on the DK for the most part, and looking for a swap if possible onto the Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver Monks are looking really good at the moment too, so especially with DK, I actually think it's really strong. So they're going really hard onto my Shaman here. He gets down Earthen Wall, and I'm going to take the opportunity while the Monk's staying here to do a lot of damage. So double Mind Flay proc onto the Mistweaver. He pops Cocoon, and this is actually a really good spot. I've got Pet Immobilization ready for him to do it, and unfortunately it goes away. Get another Mind Flay proc, so that's 3 Mind Flay procs in total now, and then he ports. So I'll go back to the DK here, because obviously I can do that. Very good AMS from the DK, he has to use it here. He's got nothing up, and his healer has ported into China. He runs, he raise walks over back to his healer, and I've got Mind Freeze available. This is great. Kick him there, and that is GG. Honestly, the DK was in a bad position when the Monk ported, so a bit of a positioning error from their side, and it gave us a very easy window of opportunity to make a kill and win their game. So that just shows you on a small map how big of a difference it can make, where just being aware of where your healer is. Alright, so we've got a Mr. Garbage Man X and a Disc Priest, Asa Rogue. I'm still playing with the same healer. So pretty much, guys, I'm going to be smashing this guy, this rogue here. Now, this rogue is, I remember these games, he holds on to Vendetta until he has a perfect window opportunity to use it. He doesn't just use it willy-nilly. A lot of rogues are different in this respect, in that some will use it on the cooldown, some will actually prep and get it ready. Watch how this rogue uses it. So he cloaks here to respect the damage. I'm getting as many kicks as I can onto this Disc Priest. I'm keeping him chained at all times. I'm going to grip that Shadow Step always, always, always. The Priest grips him back onto him. Very well played by the Disc Priest. I sit Fear. Probably could have actually not trinketed that, because now I'm actually prone to being blind. He gets sheared, and I got great pressure. I got them both chains of iced. They're both trying to run after my healer. This is perfect. So Rogue is lining his healer right now. This is great. He's used Vendetta and got our healer down to about 20%. So that's his damage window done. I stun Priest. I'm going to grip him back. I should probably not grip him there, to be honest. Keeping the Priest chains as well. Mind Flay has procced, getting massive, massive damage. I have Mind Freeze available again to use on the Priest. They're just running the Shaman down. Kick him here, which is great. And he's getting very, very low. He panic kidneys and bombs, and he's going to stay alive here. But now I'm taking a lot of damage here from him, so I need to be careful. So the Priest has used Rapture. He still has pain suppression, so well played by the Priest to keep that there. Grip that heal. A bomb is down, and this is massive, massive pressure here from him. Use my cloak here. The Priest is so low as well, which is funny. But I'm going to stay on the rogue here and keep pressure up. Getty procs on him, which is massive. I stun him. I sit the blind, and he dies from Magus, Getty, and the pet damage. So pretty much outplayed there from the get-go. This is a comp. These two guys we played against quite a long time. Bad Anxiety is a pretty good Holy Paladin that I queued up against a lot on my way to 2.1k, and this is the Rogue. So I'm gonna AMZ this Vendetta. So this guy uses Vendetta. See what I mean? Like, he pops Vendetta on the pool. I AMZ basically most of the duration of it. He gets greedy and he gets sacked here, which is massive. So sack evasion even. So massive overlap of cooldowns from the enemy team, which is going to be good for us. Sack is finishing, so it's big sack, and I'll continue pressure on the rogue again. Okay, the paladin's getting smashed here, so just going to be mindful of that as well. But great pressure here, and a really good opportunity for me to have used D&D there actually. So my paladin's getting very low and is forced to bubble from their pressure. That's not good, but we can keep it up. Get a massive Mind Freeze in there, and we keep pressure up on the rogue. Not much I can do here in terms of stopping this paladin. I got Dark Transformation available again. I pet kick that instantly, and I stun him there full. So this is great. He gets bopped there, which is great. So they're almost out of cooldowns. The rogue uses Cloak again, overlapping with Bop. So that's the main problem with this enemy team using here. He gets kidneyed and I grip it, so pretty much standard here. Honestly, I'm just trying to save my paladin from dying here. Get a Mind Flay proc and we're in business here. So the rogue is getting very low. He has no defensives left. They literally are out of shit to do. I'm going to hit the paladin here because he's just free. But yeah, D&D down. And just getting necros on both of them. Like, this is amazing. Get a really big Mind Freeze. This paladin's in major, major trouble here. I have no stops for this. I think I should have gripped it there and then bubble. So bubble is up, so I'll go straight for this rogue, stun him here, which he trinkets straight away, and just keeping pressure up on any target that I can. So right now we have so much pressure. Mind Flay procs, and honestly he just goes down instantly. So very, very dominant game there, which is awesome, and just due to them overlapping cooldowns. So playing against a variation of that comp. So many different rogue variations. Mystery of a Monk, Asa Rogue. Okay, so going really hard on my pally at the beginning here. I grip him. He blinds me and he steps. So technically, you don't want to be gripping rogues when they still have step up. It defeats the purpose of that grip. You want to wait till they use grip, Shadow Step, and then you grip them in response. So great Hodge there. He trinkets that, which is fine. I stun Monk full, and I'm going to get so much damage up on this rogue here. So they dedicate Cloak and Cocoon. Again, an overlap of defensive cooldowns there. I set a full kidney here, which is fine. It's not Vendetta, it's just a normal big ass kidney. And my paladin is smashing him here. I got Mind Flare procs as well, so he's got Evasion left and Cocoon obviously coming off cooldown quite soon. So you got to work to kill this rogue in between that zone there. Mind Freeze is available. I get a juicy Mind Freeze onto the Monk. And yeah, pretty much here he's been ensuring that I have ways to help out my partner when he gets full kidneyed or damage goes on him. So Mind Flare procs on him again, which is awesome. I can stun Monk full, which I do here. Rogue's in big trouble here, guys. I got a Mind Flare on him, and he's taking so much damage here. I get a pet kick there, and boom, Mind Freeze. So really good pressure there, and the Monk had no option there but to actually like freaking cast, and that's where I got kicked twice. Okay, Disc Priest, Acid Rogue. Again, I came across so many of Rogue Priest comps, to be honest, guys, and a lot of Warlock comps as well, and there were just too many comps, like Warlock comps, to actually show you guys, because the games are so long, I can't show you the whole game. I get feed here, I get dispelled, which is great, and they're just going Mongo onto my Paladin right now, which is fine. I'm going to hit the Priest here for free. He's already used Evasion and Cloak, so the Rogue literally has nothing left. Playing this really well. I have AMZ. This Rogue is holding his Vendetta, and I'm holding my AMZ in respect for that, so that's fine. Kidney, Vendetta, boom, instant AMZ. The biggest deny of the century, guys. You've got to be looking for when they use their cooldowns, because the same Z will nullify a large portion of the damage. He still has to bubble, which is how insane the damage is, but you know, it makes a difference. Okay, so the Rogue here is still going to continue on him. He's doing a lot of damage, but I'm getting great pressure on them as well. The Priest still has Rapture and Paints up, so by all means, this guy's really healthy. Pet Kick and Mind Freeze the Priest there, so keep pressure up. He shackles my bomb there, which is fine. And the Rogue is honestly getting smashed here, so this is perfect. IBF here, honestly, I can afford to use IBF because Vendetta will not be up by the time IBF is back up, so I have an out. Feared, no way out of this fear. He gets the Dispel on me. No, it doesn't get the Dispel on me at all there, unfortunately. And the Rogue gets topped, so the game's going on a bit longer than it should, but that's understandable. And I'm just going to keep the pressure up onto the Rogue, honestly, and just keep kicks up on the Priest and make sure that I'm stopping as many kidney goes as I can. Rip that kidney there, which is great. It's seconds of damage that he won't have on my healer. Great damage. Apocalypse is up, and I'm going to get a Mind Freeze here on him. Boom, and now I'm going to Dark Transformation Pet. Sorry, I haven't used Mind Freeze yet. Rogue is extremely low. I have 2 kicks available. Boom, pet kick that one, and then Mind Freeze the second one. Sorry. So yeah, I pet kicked into Mind Freeze, and honestly, a Priest has to do that at that point. He has no other option. Alright, so this is a fun game. It's against a Resto Shaman and DH. This game was actually taken like a few days ago, so it's really good that I conclude it. We go full ham on this Resto Shaman, like full on, balls to the wall. Now, as you can see here, I grip that. And I'm going to have Pet Stun available for the next cast, which he'll use Spirit Walker's Grace on, which I have no problems with. Stun his Spirit Walker's Grace cast, and then he's going to get 2 Healing Surges off, which tops him. Another Mind Flare proc, and big damn. Saving my Essence here for when he gets below 20%. Breath of the Dying Essence, and I'm going to pretty much finish him off here. Another Getty proc, which is amazing, and there it is. Boom, there's the damage. He links, which is fine. He gets capped on that link, which is great. And I'm going to continue doing damage. Mind Flares on him, and he's getting extremely low. I have grip available. Boom, grip. IBF that stun, and then stun him there for 1 second. It's worth it. Into my Breath of the Dying, and hopefully he just flops. So we're going all in for this kill, guys, and he needs to die. This is, yeah, so there we go. So using everything in my toolkit to stop his casts and just go ham on him there. Yeah, it's pretty funny overall, but I think this is like a 2200 game. Yeah, perfect. So that is going to be all the clips that I have for you today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about anything, please pop them down below in the comments. Follow me on social media at MFWest WoW on Facebook and Twitter. Now, as I said previously, I will be trying my best to get threes games out. It's something that I want to provide a lot more on this channel, is threes content. I do post a lot of twos games, but I think threes is something that's more dynamic and better to talk about as well. So I will be working on that in the near future. So thanks for watching. Stay unholy and peace. See you guys.